Good morning, all you woodland creatures. Oh, there's a squirrel, some birds. My crochisma is blooming. Man, it's so neat. This is called crochisma. Some people call it Lucifer. That's the common name, Lucifer. So pretty, guys. Hey, buddy. You gonna watch me plant? Hi there. So today I'm taking you guys out to my tiny little vegetable garden, and I put this little raised bed vegetable garden in. This is probably one of the first things I planted when we built our house. And I know I say that a lot, but I guess that just means I planted a lot of things when we first built our house. But anyway, this area has kind of been a little bit neglected because we're working on building a deck around our pool, and it's just been like a construction site over here. And also I had the rabbits kind of have at my plants when I first planted them, and I got really discouraged and couldn't be bothered to even like come out here. So you guys, everywhere I look there's a chipmunk just like living his best life. Anyway, so we're gonna come out here, and I see that I got some green beans I need to pick and just kind of do some weeding. And then there's another section I don't think I've showed you yet, and the weeds have completely taken over. Let's look. So this section, there's actually quite a few really cool plants in here, but there's also tons of weeds. And I honestly, same thing as my vegetable garden, I've been a little bit discouraged, to be honest. I put this section in when they dug for our pool. You can see that there's our pool right there, in 2020, and maybe I'll throw some pictures in here so you can see what it looked like before. But this was just a mess. They actually dug our pool into the hill and that we have in our backyard, and this is just a pile of dirt. And I was like, oh, I could make this into a garden bed. And I know it looks like a bunch of trash right now, but we are going to we're going to clean this up today. And oh my gosh, I swear, like sometimes I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park out here. And all along here are like blackberry or black raspberry bushes. I grew up calling them blackberries, but I think technically they're black raspberries. So my goal is to like eventually I want to clean out more woods and like go down the hill and continue my gardens as I've done all my other gardens. I eventually want to keep going down, but I want to leave the blackberry bushes because they're yummy. Anyway, I know I have some green beans to pick, and I think that's about it right now. And then we'll weed this mad chaos over here. All right, let's go. So this bed I have three raised beds in here. There's 1, 2, 3. These two I put in first, and then that one I put in like a couple years later. But I've got green beans, I think cucumbers right here. These are some berry treasure strawberries. This is a few different kinds of squash. I think butternut and spaghetti squash. I have a really pretty clematis that grows up on that trellis that I love. And then over here, just some tomatoes, and that's all I planted. Just plant things that I eat. I don't go crazy and plant like a bunch of things. I think that that's really fun to do, but realistically, I just plant what I'm going to use and what we're gonna eat and cook with, and that's all I really have time to do. But anyway, let's get those beans harvested and we will get some weeds cleaned out. We have some tomatoes coming on here. I don't even remember what I planted. Let's see what we got. Just cherry. And oh, celebrity. I do love celebrity. Okay, I got my gloves and my little basket. I just need to get something to put all the weeds in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's like a swarm of birds that were like in my in my gully garden, and they all just went like and went up, and it obviously scared me. Okay, let's go get my weed bag. This rose, you guys, it's just been blooming like crazy, and I've been horrible about cutting off the dead ones. This is an Easy Elegance rose, and I don't remember the variety specific color. And it puts on really pretty rose hips. I'll try. Oh my gosh, seriously? Do you see that red squirrel? Alright, another sidetrack. I'm so sorry, but every time I come out here, I just see something else is blooming. I just show you the blooms on this cute little hosta. This is called Wrinkle in Time, and they're so purple. Like, a lot of the hosta blooms I have are white, and I think they're beautiful, but these are like a deeper purple color, and then like the inside of it is white. Look how pretty that is. So many surprises in the garden. Let me move this thing out of the way. I feel like I should go in here and weed first. Let's pull the weeds. Psychologically, I can't do the fun stuff until the weeds are pulled. Now we can harvest the beans. So yeah, I don't really plant a lot of vegetables. I used to plant all sorts of things. I had like, you know, vegetables all in my garden here, and then I had some like in pots all around, and like different herbs and different things. But to be honest, I just don't use a lot of it. I mean, for as long as it takes to grow in Michigan for me, like peppers and things like that. It's just a lot of hassle to try and, you know, keep the rabbits out of here. And I could put up a fence, which I'm actually toying with the idea of putting a fence up. But I kind of like just the natural look too of it being super open. You can just walk in and walk out without it fenced in, because it's not that big of an area. And I feel like if I had a fence around it, it would make it like even more smaller. So I don't know. I've just only plant things that I know I'm gonna come out in here and eat, like green beans. And that seems to work just fine for me. And my brother actually, him and his wife have beautiful raised garden beds, and they gave me some produce this year from their beds. And then I also have, ooh, there's a hawk. Hopefully he gets all those chipmunks. And then I also have another friend from my church that I buy like cucumbers, and which I have cucumbers in here that I'm growing as well, but he's got like an actual really nice big garden. That's like all he does. He goes to farmers markets and stuff like that, but he grows lettuce and cucumbers, zucchinis, you know, carrots, all kinds of different things. And so I would rather just like buy those from my friends. But anyway, keep going. Cute. He just jumped on my foot. We got some really cool tree frogs around here. They're so cute. Hey, buddy. I'll leave you alone. I just gotta look at you for a sec because you're so cute and slimy. All right, back to the beans. And these beans just like keep producing all season long. Like the more I pick them, the more they produce. Let me see if I've got a tag somewhere. Yeah, right here. So they're just plain old green bush beans. And I kind of wish I would have planted more. I usually plant a whole raised bed full of them. Which, I mean, this kind of is, but I ended up throwing some cucumber at the back of it. I do see some cucumber coming on, and lots of flower buds for future cucumbers. Let's see what we got over here. Any squash coming out? Oh, there's a squash. There's one. But these are the blackberry bushes I was talking about, or black raspberry. Pick those off and you can eat them, and they're really yummy. We've got them all over lining. I actually have them all over lining my gully garden too. All right, next up, I'm going to start weeding this garden, and you're gonna see what it's kind of supposed to look like. All right, I was gonna start coming in here and weeding, but I am seeing that this is probably poison ivy right here. And I don't know that for sure, but that's pretty much what it looks like. I'm gonna go put some more clothes on, some long sleeves and rubber gloves. And I can't be too careful with this stuff because I get a full-blown rash from it, and it will take me out for a couple months. I'm not even kidding. Even if I get like a steroid shot and cream or whatever, like I just, I'm very, very, very allergic to it. So I'm actually going to just think about this for a second and figure out what I'm going to do, if I'm going to go put some rubber gloves on and maybe remove it. Some of it I can spray with Roundup, but like, so I think that is some right there. That is not. So poison ivy does not have thorns on it. This is actually a little blackberry bush. This has thorns on it. I don't know if you can see, but this is what it usually looks like. So the new leaves, here, let me grab like a stick so I can point to it. See that little like reddish leaf? That's what poison ivy does when it just leaves out. Like the brand new super young leaves are red, and then they turn into like this green color here. And now how you can tell, they always say like, you know, leaves of 3 let it be. Well, that's not very helpful because a lot of things have 3 leaves. Like for instance, you know, right here, this has 3 leaves, 1, 2, 3, but I know that's a blackberry bush because I just know, and it has thorns on it. That's not harmful at all. You could eat the berries. I just showed them to you. But this leaves of 3, I'm pretty sure poison ivy. So it sometimes has like this glossy look, this lighter green color, and then sometimes the stems can be a little bit of a red tint right there. It has 3 leaves and they're usually not symmetrical, so these, you can kind of see, you can kind of see on that one right there, how, let me try to get closer. You can kind of see on this one right here how it has 2 that are, you know, on either side of each other, but the shape of the leaf isn't exactly the same. And then this one right here usually has its own stem coming off. And that's how I can tell. These are super young plants, and if I don't get rid of them, they will take over and actually turn into a huge massive vine. Let me go show you. So I didn't mean for this to be like a lesson in poison ivy, but this is maybe just a lesson in gardening. Sometimes you come out and you're set out to do something. Your mind is like, I'm gonna go out and do this, that, and the other, and then you do a bunch of the others. But I want to show you guys this poison ivy vine that we had cut. We had somebody come in with just like a handsaw. You can't use a chainsaw because the chainsaw will actually get those oils. I think it's like urethral. I can't pronounce it, but it's an oil that's in poison ivy, and if you use a chainsaw, it will spray those oils. You just have to be really careful. So he came in, used like a handsaw, and very carefully sawed these vines off. And you can see this one right here was wrapped around this tree. It goes all the way up. It was nuts. And they have, I'll get in here close here, and I'll show you, they have these like hairy roots coming off of them. It's just, it's sick. Here's another section. So they say that the urethral, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it, it can last, and even in these dead vines, for up to 2 to 5 years. So we're just leaving this, and eventually I will come in here, you know, very carefully and, you know, try to remove most of this that's hanging down, like right in front of my face right here, and the rest of it I'll leave. We have another one. Oh, we had tons of them, but I'll just show you some more. So you can see that is a poison ivy vine there crawling off that tree. That one is dead, but again, we are leaving it until, I don't know, I'll probably leave it for a couple more years before I touch it. And there's some more growing right down in there. I feel like I might have to just get the Roundup out, because I'm not trying to get poison ivy this year, you guys. I can't do it. There's another vine hanging off that dead tree. Goes all the way up. So yeah, we just try to be really careful out here. There's a little red squirrel eating a nut. Hey, bud. So we're gonna take a little bit of a detour. I am gonna pull the weeds over there, but I think I'm just gonna use Roundup, and I don't hardly ever use Roundup except for on poison ivy. It's literally poison. If you burn it, if you ingest it, if you get too much of it on your skin like I do. Like, I've had some scares where it gets all over my face, and maybe I'll throw a picture, maybe not. You might get grossed out, but it like has been into like my ears before and into my eyes, and so when it gets that dangerous, I don't mess with it. Roundup it is. So I am gonna grab some Roundup that I have on hand, and we're just gonna spray the crap out of it, and hopefully try to just weed around it. We'll see how brave I am, but I am gonna go put some long sleeves on and some rubber gloves and try to protect my skin a little bit better. This is what we're using. All right, okay, this, you gotta be careful when you open it. All right, let's see here. Usually this whole container fits in here. Just got to be really careful, and I always hold my breath. Be very careful. And you just lock it up tight. And then I put the cap right back on here and take it right to the trash can. But first I'm gonna go put some pants on, some long sleeve, and some more gloves, and I might like put duct tape around. I might put duct tape like around my the openings. Oh, you guys, if I'm not gonna show you pictures because you'd probably puke, but if I showed you pictures of like my body when I get poison ivy, it's pretty bad. But anyway, so let's get this thrown away. Let's get some more clothes on and kill that poison ivy. Alright, so I'm gonna take these gloves off. These are not gonna do the trick because they're cloth. I need my rubber gloves. And I just have a box of these for emergency purposes. I'm gonna double them up. Before we go over there, I see some right here, and then there's a giant one right there. I'm gonna spray. But can you see that? Oh yeah, okay. So you just unlock this, pull it up, and then it's just like a pump action one. Just pump it. Spray. And spray that. That I'm going to probably come in here after it's dead and pull that right out. See, that's how like the vines start. They'll get that big and they'll start wrapping itself around that tree. Let's keep moving. Found some more, and I am gonna go in here and just be very careful and lift this up. Get it down by the root there. And if some of my hosta leaves die, which that one's gonna die, like, it's okay. There's tons of hosta to go around. Let's see here. This area, so, has a few here and there. Most of it's Virginia creeper. But I think what happened was, when we first built our house, the builders, they came in and, like, you know, this is all woods like that over there, and they came in, they cut down all the trees. Well, we wanted some more backyard, and from this tree over, this was all that was woods. So we cleaned all of that out, planted in some grass, but you can see, like, so from this tree over, that was all woods. Then when we cut down all the trees that we cleaned out, we just have been gradually adding to our little wood pile here with the logs that we cut down. And I'm pretty sure a lot of those had poison ivy on them. And so this little area just produces little poison ivy plants, and I just have to keep an eye on it. All right, let's go to the other side.
Will your pet name for me is Squall? When you come home, we're drinking and can barely crawl, and all that loving on me won't make things right. Will you leave me home to keep the teepee clean? 6-pound pussies to break and wean. Well, your Squall is on the warpath tonight. I found out, big brave chief, the game you're hunting for ain't beef. Get off of my hunting grounds and get out of my sight. Well, this warden's undoing means of fighting that. You don't need no more what you already had. Your Squall is on the warpath tonight. Will that fire water that you've been drinking makes you feel big? But Chief, you're shrinking since you've been on that love-making diet.
All right, that is much better. You will see I left all the little sprouts of what I think is poison ivy. I sprayed them all with Roundup and left them in here, so I'm just gonna let them die back, and then I will come out here and weed a little bit better. But for the most part, that's all I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna go in and throw all my clothes right in the trash can. Just kidding, I probably should, but I am gonna go in and throw all my clothes right in the wash machine, and I'm going to put it on the hottest water that I have and run them for the longest cycle that I have, and then I'll probably run them again with lots of soap, and then I'm gonna jump right in the shower. Basically, that's all you really have to do, and you just have to be super careful, super cautious, wear rubber gloves, use Roundup if you need to. You know, don't be in a rush, don't just be patient. I know it's like, oh, I want to pull it out, but just spray it first if you can, and then pull it out when it's completely dead. And then get your clothes right in the wash machine with hot water and lots of soap, and don't fill it packed full with other clothes either, just those one clothes, and maybe run it a second time like I said. And then the number one key thing to do is get in the shower and just scrub all of your skin with soap and water. And if you do that, even if you get the oil on you, if you scrub it off right away, you'll be fine. So that's how I've learned to kind of live with it through the years. But I'm gonna go do that first things first, and then I'll come back out here and take care of like my rubber gloves and my trash. I'll probably put more rubber gloves on. But that's gonna be it for today. First, let's grab my green beans. That'll be a nice little vegetable for dinner. Oh, my blue mouse ears are blooming over here. Right underneath my Visions in Pink Astobe. So I hope that that inspired you a little bit. You know, sometimes, actually a lot of times, I get out in my garden and I am like, okay, I'm finally gonna get to this task that's been haunting me, and then you just kind of take a detour. And that's okay. Like, I needed to get that weeded. For one, it was getting out of control. I'm actually kind of embarrassed. I usually don't let my weeds go for that long. Those were giant weeds, but like we've had guys working back there, and I haven't wanted to go back there and bother them and get in their way. So it is what it is. And so I hope that this inspires you. You're not the only one out there. If you get out there with your mindset out to do something and you just kind of go on a little detour, even the detours need to be done too. All right, so I'm back out here. It's the next day. I got all my skin covered, and we're just gonna finish the job and go collect all of the poison ivy that I sprayed. I'm just gonna put it in this plastic bag and throw it away. I don't want to throw it into the woods because I don't want to mess with it, but you just be really careful. Put it in the bag.
Will that bad water that you've been drinking makes you feel big, but cheap your shrinking since you've been on that love-making diet? Well, don't give me that old peace pipe. There ain't no pipe that can settle this fight. Your squall is on the warpath tonight. I found out, big brave sheep, the game you're hunting for ain't beef. Get off of my hunting grounds and get out of my sight.
Alright, I think we are finally done with this project, and this is about as good as it's gonna get for now. It's pretty cleaned up, and most of the weeds are gone. I do see a few more now that I just blew everything away, but this hose just goes to our backwasher on our pool. But anyway, I think that is good for now, and eventually one day I'm gonna come in here and clean up this back line a little bit more, get rid of these big giant weeds, and then thin it out so it's just these blackberry bushes. And let's see. So then all along here we'll just have these nice blackberry bushes that you can eat. Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching, and man, it feels so good to finally get those weeds taken care of for one thing, and to get the Roundup out and get rid of some little baby poison ivy plants that could have got out of control. So anyway, I hope that you were informed a little bit if you deal with poison ivy too, but the main takeaway is, if in fact you feel like you do get it on your skin, right away get inside, scrub it off with soap and water, and as long as you get all the oils off, you should be good to go. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!